Sony has officially confirmed that despite rising hardware costs, particularly when it comes to RAM, the PlayStation 5 will not see a price increase anytime soon. This decision might seem counterintuitive at first glance. After all, memory prices have been climbing steadily over the past year, and GDDR6, which the PS5 relies on, is not cheap. But when you look deeper, it becomes clear that Sony's strategy isn't just about making a quick profit on hardware. It's about protecting the PS5's long term market position and maximizing the value of the ecosystem around it. This isn't the first time we've seen console makers face rising component costs, and historically, there have been several paths to deal with it: reducing hardware quality, limiting included accessories, or simply raising the retail price. Sony has chosen none of these. Instead, they're doubling down on software and services to cover the gap, which says a lot about how they view console business models in 2026 and beyond. Rising RAM prices aren't just a small inconvenience, they're a direct hit to profit margins. The semiconductor industry has seen surging demand across PCs, servers, smartphones, and now AI applications, which directly affects pricing for high speed memory. For a console like the PS5, which features a custom high speed GDDR6 architecture, even small price increases per chip add up when producing millions of units. Normally, this would be a prime opportunity for a hardware price hike. Yet, Sony has determined that the short term gain of raising the PS5's price could result in long term losses in user adoption. The console market is highly competitive, and every dollar added to the PS5 sticker price could drive potential buyers toward alternatives like the Xbox Series X, high end gaming PCs, or even cloud gaming options. By holding the price steady, Sony is signaling confidence in the value of the PS5 and the broader PlayStation ecosystem. So, how does Sony plan to offset rising costs if not through the hardware price? The answer lies in software and services. PlayStation has shifted over the years from being primarily a hardware driven business to one heavily reliant on its ecosystem. First party games like God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West generate massive revenue not only at launch, but through digital sales, expansions, and in game purchases. Third party royalties also provide a significant revenue stream, especially for high profile titles. Add to that the recurring income from PlayStation Plus, which bundled games, online access, and exclusive content for a monthly fee, and you can see how a console sold at near cost can still be incredibly profitable in the long term. Every PS5 sold isn't just a sale, it's a gateway to years of digital purchases, subscriptions, and engagement that more than compensates for any hardware loss. That is a classic example of the razor and blades business model, where the initial product is priced preemptively to maximize adoption, and the real profits come from complementary services and consumables. It's also worth noting that Sony's decision is as much about optics as it is about strategy. In a world where inflation and rising living costs are affecting gamers, maintaining the PS5's price is a clear message. PlayStation values accessibility and wants to keep the console within reach for as many players as possible. By avoiding a hardware price increase, Sony protects the perception of the PS5 as a consumer friendly platform, which strengthens brand loyalty. At the same time, it positions PlayStation as a company confident in its ecosystem. They're essentially saying, yes, component costs are rising, but we've built a system where software, services, and digital content will carry the weight. This approach aligns perfectly with the current direction of the gaming industry, where digital and subscription services are becoming increasingly central to profitability and long term engagement. Another factor to consider is the competitive landscape. Microsoft has made aggressive moves with the Xbox Game Pass subscription service, offering access to hundreds of games for a monthly fee and positioning it as a value first alternative to traditional console ownership. Nintendo has continued to thrive with hybrid gaming experiences and strong first party titles. In this environment, a hardware price increase for the PS5 could be losing momentum, especially among price sensitive gamers. Sony is choosing instead to invest in the ecosystem and maintain momentum for its first party titles, live service games, and exclusive experiences that encourage players to stay with PlayStation's ecosystem for years. By doing so, they not only protect current sales, but also build a strong foundation for future revenue streams that are far more profitable than the one time hardware sale. There's also a subtle strategic nuance here. Keeping the PS5 price steady allows Sony to focus attention on value added propositions rather than simple price comparisons. With the PS5, you're not just buying a console, you're buying into a digital ecosystem that includes cloud saves, multiplayer access, exclusive discounts, and early access to games and content. By keeping the entry price stable, Sony removes friction for new buyers and increases the likelihood they will subscribe to PlayStation Plus, purchase additional games, and engage with premium content. It's a long term strategy that focuses on lifetime value rather than short term hardware margins. Of course, this doesn't mean that the PS5 will never see a price change. Component costs could continue to rise, or other market conditions might force Sony's hand in the future. But for now, the company seems comfortable letting software services and digital content carry the burden. It's a smart play that balances short term affordability with long term revenue potential. Sony is betting that keeping the console accessible now will create more opportunities for monetization over the next several years, and given the strong lineup of upcoming exclusives, expansions, and live service experiments, it's a risk that looks likely to pay off. In conclusion, Sony's choice to keep the PS5 price stable despite rising RAM and other component costs reflects a larger strategic vision. The company recognizes that the hardware is just a starting point. The real profits and the real future of the platform come from software, services, and digital engagement. By prioritizing accessibility, maintaining momentum, and focusing on the PlayStation's ecosystem, Sony is ensuring that the PS5 remains a dominant force in gaming without alienating consumers with price increases. It's a move that balances immediate cost pressures with long term strategic goals and highlights just how much the gaming industry has shifted from purely hardware driven profits to ecosystem driven success. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you really want to support my work, check out my Patreon, where the latest exclusive dives into my review of Resident Evil 4 and how that game changed the direction of the franchise. Your support there helps me keep making content like this and gives you access to bonus insights you won't see anywhere else. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, game on.